In gratitude we offer this incense throughout space and time to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. May it be fragrance as earth herself, reflecting careful effort, wholehearted awareness, and the fruit of understanding slowly ripening. May we and all beings be companions of Buddha and Bodhisattva. May we awaken from forgetfulness and realize our true home. The one who bows and the one who is bowed to are both by nature empty. Therefore, the communication between them is inexpressibly perfect. Our practice center is the net of interest, reflecting all Buddhas everywhere. With my person in front of each Buddha, I go with my whole life for refuge. Offering light in the 10 directions, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, to whom we bow in gratitude. Teaching and living the way of awareness in the very midst of suffering and confusions. Shakyamuni Buddha, the fully enlightened one, whom we bow in gratitude. Sharing the art of mindful living founder of the Plum Village tradition, our teacher, Master Trần Quang Nhất Hạnh, to whom we bow in gratitude. Showing the way fearlessly and compassionately, the streams of all our ancestral teachers, to whom we bow in gratitude. tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma. The Dhamma is deep and lovely. We now have a chance to see, study, and to practice it. The insight that brings us to the other shore. Avalokiteshvara, practicing the insight that brings us to the other shore. Suddenly discover that all of the five skandhas are equally empty. This realization, he overcame all ill being. Listen, Shariputra, this body itself is emptiness, and emptiness is self. This body, other than emptiness, and emptiness other than this body. The same is true of feelings, perception, mental formation, and consciousness. Listen, Shariputra, Namena bear the mark of emptiness, the true nature of no birth, no death, no being, no non-being, no defilement, no purity, no increasing, no decreasing. That is why in emptiness, body, feelings, perception, mental formations, and consciousness, no separate self-entity. The 18 realms of phenomena, which are the 6 sense organs, 6 sense objects, and 6 consciousnesses, also not separate self-entity. The 12 links of interdependent arising and their extinction, also not separate self-entity. Ill being, the causes of ill being, the end of ill being, path, insight, and attainment, also not separate self-entities. Whoever can see this longer needs anything to attain. Bodhisattvas who practice the insight that brings us to the other shore see no more obstacles in their mind and earth. No more obstacles in their mind, they can overcome all fear, joy or wrong perception, realize perfect nirvana. All Buddhas in the past, present and future, by practicing the insight that brings us to the other shore, are all capable of attaining authentic and perfect enlightenment. Therefore, Shariputra, it should be known that the insight that brings us to the other shore is a great mantra, the most illuminating mantra, the highest mantra, a mantra beyond compare, the true wisdom that has the power to put an end to all kinds of suffering. Therefore let us proclaim mantra to praise the insight that brings us to the other shore. Gate, gate, baragate, parasamgate, bodhisattva. Gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisattva. Gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisattva.
Formal request. May the representative and the ordinees please rise.
Namo Shakyamunaye Buddhaya. Dear respected teacher, dear noble Sangha, please listen to us with compassion. We would like to make a formal request. Namu Shakyamunaye Buddhaya. Dear respected teacher, dear noble Sangha, we recognize that we're very fortunate. We have received a lot of merit from our blood ancestors and spiritual ancestors. And thanks to this, we have had the chance to receive and practice the 5 mindfulness trainings. The path of practice of the trainings has helped our love and understanding to grow, bringing transformation, healing, and joy to ourselves and those around us. We have understood how valuable it is on this path to have a Sangha. Without the Sangha, how could we have been able to continue this beautiful practice in our daily life? If we flow with our Sangha as a river, we know we can reach the ocean of liberation. We would like to embrace the Sangha's career as our own. In the past year, we have come together once a month to study the 14 mindfulness trainings. We have participated regularly in mindfulness days and retreats organized by our local Sangha or Plum Village. Today, with all our heart, we aspire to receive the 14 precious trainings of the Order of Interbeing. We understand clearly that following this path, we are in the company of bodhisattvas, and that every moment can be a moment of happiness. With our local Sangha support, we humbly ask our dear spiritual ancestors and noble Sangha to accept our requests and to transmit to us the 14 trainings of the Order of Interbeing.
The Sangha is happy to accept your request. You are very fortunate to have discovered such a wonderful path and to have the opportunity to commit yourselves to it. Your most beautiful task is to build a Sangha that can be a place of refuge for many people. This is what the Buddha did his whole life. Following this path, you will continue the Buddha's career. The Buddha and all the bodhisattvas will support you.
We thank you, dear respected teacher, and dear noble Sangha, for accepting our requests. We will follow your precious advice with all our heart.
Please touch the earth 2 times with the sound of the bell. Please, orderlies, be seated. Sangha Karman procedure.
Has the entire community assembled?
The entire community has assembled.
Is there harmony in the community?
Yes, there is harmony.
What is the reason for the community assembly today?
The community has assembled to perform the Sangha Karman of transmitting the 14 mindfulness trainings of the Order of Interbeing.
Noble community of interbeing, please listen. Today is April 28, the year 2024, has been chosen as the day to transmit the 14 mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. The community has assembled at a appointed time and is ready to transmit and receive the 14 mindfulness training in an atmosphere of harmony. Thus, the transmission can proceed. Such is the proposal. Is the proposal clear and complete? Clear and complete.
Dear ordinees, this is the time to practice the 4 gratitudes. Please stand up. On hearing the full sound of the bell after the recitation of each line in English and in Vietnamese, please touch the earth 1 time.
In gratitude to our Mother and Father who have given us life, we bow deeply before the 3 jewels in the 10 directions.
Giới tử mang ơn cha mẹ sinh thành, cúi đầu kính lễ tam bảo thường trụ trong 10 phương. Please touch the earth.
In gratitude to our teachers who have shown us how to love, understand, and live deeply the present moment, we bow deeply before the 3 jewels in the 10 directions.
Giới tử mang ơn sư trưởng giáo huấn, cúi đầu kính lễ tam bảo thường trụ trong 10 phương.
In gratitude to our friends who guide and support us, especially in difficult moments, we bow deeply before the 3 jewels in the 10 directions.
Giới tử mang ơn bằng hữu và các bậc thiện tri thức đã tác thành cho, cúi đầu kính lễ tam bảo thường trụ trong 10 phương.
In gratitude to all beings in the animal, plant, and mineral realms who make our life possible, We bow deeply before the three jewels in the 10 directions.
Giới tử mang ơn mọi loài chúng sinh cây cỏ và đất đá, cúi đầu kính lễ tam bảo thường trụ trong 10 phương. Please be seated. Today, the community has gathered to give spiritual support to our friends who will undertake to receive and observe the 14 mindfulness trainings of the Order of Interbeing and enter the core community of the Order of Interbeing. Dear ordinees, please listen. Following in the steps of the Bodhisattvas as your teachers and companions on the path, you have made the aspiration to receive and observe the mindfulness trainings of the Order of Interbeing. You have given rise to the seed of bodhicitta, the mind of love. You have made the aspiration to develop this seed. Your own awakening and liberation, as well as the liberation and awakening of all other species, have now become your highest career. Dear community, let us establish our mindfulness by enjoying our breathing, so that we may be truly present and give support to the seed of bodhicitta, the mind of love, in the ordinees. With our support, they will develop this seed solidly and courageously, so that it will become indestructible. This is a solemn moment for receiving the 14 mindfulness trainings of the Order of Interbeing. Listen carefully with a clear and concentrated mind to each mindfulness training as it is read, and answer yes, I do clearly every time you see that you have the intention and capacity to receive, study, and practice the mindfulness training that has been read. Dear ordinees, are you ready? These, then, are the 14 mindfulness trainings of the Order of Interbeing. Please join your palms. The first mindfulness training, openness.
Aware of the suffering created by fanaticism and intolerance, we are determined not to be idolatrous about or bound to any doctrine, theory, or ideology, even Buddhist one. We are committed to seeing the Buddhist teaching as guiding means to help us develop our understanding and compassion. They are not doctrine to fight, kill, or die for. We understand that fanaticism in its many forms is a result of perceiving things in a dualistic and discriminative manner. We will train ourselves to look at everything with openness and the insight of interbeing in order to transform dogmatism and violence in ourselves and in the world.
This is the first mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
Please bow your heads. second mindfulness training, non-attachment to views.
Aware of the suffering created by attachment to views and wrong perceptions, we are determined to avoid being narrow-minded and bound to present views. We are committed to learning and practicing non-attachment to views and being open to others' experiences and insights in order to benefit from the collective wisdom. Insight is revealed through the practice of compassionate listening, deep looking, and letting go of notions, rather than through the accumulation of intellectual knowledge. We are aware that the knowledge we presently possess is not changeless, absolute truth. Truth is found in life, and we will observe life within and around us in every moment, ready to learn throughout our lives.
This is the second mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
The third mindfulness training, freedom of thought.
Aware the suffering brought about when we impose our views on others. We are determined not to force others, even our children, by any means whatsoever, such as authority, threat, money, propaganda, or indoctrination, to adopt our views. We are committed to respecting the right of others to be different, to choose what to believe and how to decide. We will, however, learn to help others let go of and transform narrowness through loving speech and compassionate dialogue.
This is the third mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
The fourth mindfulness training, taking care of suffering.
Aware that looking deeply at the nature of suffering can help us understand. Aware that looking deeply at the nature of suffering can help us develop understanding and compassion. We are determined to come home to ourselves, to recognize, accept, embrace, and listen to our own suffering with the energy of mindfulness. We will do our best not to run away from our suffering or cover it up through consumption, but practice conscious breathing and walking to look deeply into the roots of our suffering. We know we can realize the path leading to the transformation of suffering only when we understand deeply the roots of suffering. Once we have understood our own suffering, we will be able to understand the suffering of others. We are committed to finding ways, including personal contact and using telephone, electronic, audiovisual, and other means to be with those who suffer, so we can help them transform their suffering into compassion, peace, and joy.
This is the fourth mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
The fifth mindfulness training, compassionate, healthy living.
Aware that true happiness is rooted in peace, solidity, freedom, and compassion. We are determined not to accumulate wealth while millions are hungry and dying, nor to take as the aim of our life fame, power, wealth, or sensual pleasure, which can bring much suffering and despair. We will practice looking deeply into how we nourish our body and mind with the four kinds of nutriments, namely edible food, senses impressions, volition, and consciousness. We are committed not to gamble or to use alcohol, drugs, or any other product which brings toxin into our own and the collective body and consciousness, such as certain websites, electronic games, music, TV programs, films, magazines, books, and conversation. We will consume in a way that preserves compassion, peace, joy, and good health in our body and consciousness, and in the collective body and consciousness of our family, our society, and the earth.
This is the fifth mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
The sixth mindfulness training, taking care of anger.
Aware that anger blocks communication and creates suffering, we are committed to taking care of the energy of anger when it arises, recognizing and transforming the seeds of anger that lie deep in our consciousness. When anger manifests, we are determined not to do or say anything, but to practice mindful breathing or mindful walking, to acknowledge, embrace, and look deeply into our anger. We know that the roots of anger are not outside of ourselves, but can be found in our wrong perceptions and lack of understanding of the suffering in ourselves and others. By contemplating impermanence, we will be able to look with the eyes of compassion at ourselves and at those we think are the cause of our anger, and to recognize the preciousness of our relationships. We will practice right diligence in order to nourish our capacity of understanding, love, joy, and inclusiveness, gradually transforming our anger, violence, and fear, and helping others do the same.
This is the sixth mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Will you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
The seventh mindfulness training, dwelling happily in the present moment.
Aware that life is available only in the present moment, we are committed to training ourselves to live deeply each moment of daily life. We will try not to lose ourselves in dispersion or be carried away by regret about the past, worry about the future, or craving, anger, jealousy in the present. We will practice mindful breathing to be aware of what's happening in the here and the now. We are determined to learn the art of mindful living by touching the wondrous, refreshing, and healing elements that are inside and around us in all situations. In this way, we will be able to cultivate seeds of joy, peace, love, and understanding ourselves, thus facilitating the work of transformation and healing in our consciousness. We are aware that true happiness depends primarily on our mental attitude and not on external conditions, and that we can live happily in the present moment simply by remembering that we already have more than enough conditions to be happy.
This is the seventh mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
The eighth mindfulness training, true community and communication.
Aware that lack of communication always brings separation and suffering, we are committed to training ourselves in the practice of compassionate listening and loving speech. Knowing that true community is rooted in inclusiveness and in the concrete practice of the harmony of views, thinking, and speech, we will practice to share our understanding and experiences with members in our community in order to arrive at a collective insight. We are determined to learn to listen deeply without judging or reacting, and refrain from uttering words that can create discord or cause the community to break. Whenever difficulties arise, we will remain in our Sangha and practice looking deeply into ourselves and others to recognize all the causes and conditions, including our own habit energies, that have brought about the difficulties. We will take responsibility for the ways we may have contributed to the conflict and keep communication open. We will not behave as a victim, but be active in finding ways to reconcile and resolve all conflicts, however small.
This is the 8th mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
The 9th mindfulness training, truthful and loving speech.
Aware that word can create happiness or suffering, we are committed to learning to speak truthfully, lovingly, and constructively. We will use only words that inspire joy, confidence, and hope, as well as promote reconciliation and peace in ourselves and among other people. We will speak and listen in a way that can help ourselves and others to transform suffering and see the way out of difficult situations. We are determined not to say untruthful things for the sake of personal interest or to impress people, nor to utter words that might cause division or hatred. We will protect the happiness and harmony of our Sangha by refraining from speaking about the faults of other people in their absence, and always ask ourselves whether our perceptions are correct. We will speak only with the intention to understand and help transform the situation. We will not spread rumors, nor criticize or condemn things of which we are not sure. We will do our best to speak out about situations of injustice, even though when doing so may cause difficulty for us or threaten our safety.
This is the 9th mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
The 10th mindfulness training, protecting and nourishing the Sangha.
Aware that the essence and aim of a Sangha is the realization of understanding and compassion, we are determined not to use the Buddhist community for personal power or profit, or transform our community into a political instrument. As members of a spiritual community, we should nonetheless take a clear stand against oppression and injustice. We should strive to change the situation without taking sides in a conflict. We are committed to learning to look with the eyes of interbeing and to see ourselves and others as cells in one Sangha body. As a true cell in the Sangha body, generating mindfulness, concentration, and insight to nourish ourselves and the whole community, each of us is at the same time a cell in the Buddha body. We will actively build siblinghood, flow as a river, and practice to develop the 3 real powers: understanding, love, and cutting through afflictions to realize collective awakening.
This is the 10th mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
The 11th mindfulness training, right livelihood.
Aware that great violence and injustice have been done to our environment and society, we are committed not to live with a vocation that is harmful to humans and nature. We will do our best to select a livelihood that contributes to the well-being of all species on Earth and help realize our idea of understanding and compassion. Aware of economic, political, and social realities around the world, as well as our interrelationship with the ecosystem, we are determined to behave responsibly as consumers and as citizens. We will not invest in or purchase from companies that contribute to the depletion of natural resources, harm the earth, or deprive others of their chance to live.
This is the 11th mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
The 12th mindfulness training, reverence for life.
Aware that much suffering is caused by war and conflict, we are determined to cultivate non-violence, compassion, and the insight of interbeing in our daily lives, and promote peace education, mindful mediation, and reconciliation within families, communities, ethnic and religious groups, nations, and in the world. We are committed not to kill and not to let others kill. We will not support any act of killing in the world, in our thinking or in our way of life. We will diligently practice deep looking with our Sangha to discover better ways to protect life, prevent war, and build peace.
This is the 12th mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
The 13th mindfulness training, generosity.
Aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, social injustice, stealing, and oppression, we are committed to cultivate generosity in our way of thinking, speaking, and acting. We will practice loving kindness in order to work for the happiness of people, animals, plants, and minerals, and sharing our time, energy, and material resources with those who are in need. We are determined not to steal and not to possess anything that should belong to others. We will respect the property of others, but we will try to prevent others from profiting from human suffering or the suffering of other beings.
This is the 13th mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
The 14th mindfulness training, true love.
For lay members, aware that sexual desire is not love and that sexual relations motivated by craving cannot dissipate the feeling of loneliness, but will create more suffering, frustration, and isolation, we are determined not to engage in sexual relations without mutual understanding, love, and a deep long-term commitment. We resolve to find spiritual support for the integrity of our relationships from family members, friends, and Sangha with whom there is support and trust. We know that to preserve the happiness of ourselves and others, we must respect the rights and commitments of ourselves and others. Recognizing the diversity of human experience, we are committed not to discriminate against any form of gender identity or sexual orientation. Seeing that body and mind are interrelated, we are committed to learning appropriate ways to take care of our sexual energy and cultivating loving kindness, compassion, joy, and inclusiveness for our own happiness and the happiness of others. We must be aware of future suffering that may be caused by sexual relations. We will treat our bodies with compassion and respect. We are determined to look deeply into the four nutriments and learn ways to preserve and channel our vital sexual, breath, and spirit energies for the realization of our bodhisattva ideal. We will do everything in our power to protect children from sexual abuse and to protect couples and families from being broken by sexual misconduct. We will be fully aware of the responsibility of bringing new lives into the world and will meditate regularly upon their future environment.
This is the 14th mindfulness training of the Order of Interbeing. Do you make the commitment to receive, study, and practice it? Dear friends, you have just received the 14 mindfulness trainings of the Order of Interbeing. You've taken the first step on the path of the bodhicitta and the path of the bodhisattvas, the path of great understanding of Bodhisattva Manjushri that puts an end to countless wrong perceptions, prejudice, and discrimination. The path of great compassion of Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, who loves, values, and protects life of all species and listens deeply to the cries of all species far and near in order to help them. The path of great action of Bodhisattva Samantabhadra, who takes every opportunity to create love, understanding, and harmony in the world. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas will be with you on your path of practice. When you hear the sound of the bell, please stand up and touch the earth 3 times to show your gratitude to the 3 jewels. Please rise. Please be seated. Certificate of Ordination. The great way of reality is the pure ocean of true nature. This is very light, I can't really read it. I'll repeat. The great way of reality is the pure ocean of the true nature. The source of mind has penetrated everywhere. From the roots of virtue springs the tradition of compassion. Vinaya, Samadhi, and Prajna, the nature and function of all three is one. The fruit of transcendent wisdom can be realized by being wonderfully together. Maintain and transmit the wonderful principle in order to make known the true teaching. For the realization of true emptiness to be possible, wisdom and action have to arise together. This is to certify that Marian Bischoff has been ordained as a member of the core community of the Order of Interbeing, Diping, and belongs to the 44th generation of the Lamte Dhyana school and the 10th generation of the Luquan Dharma line. Lineage name, Earth Touching of the Heart. Dharma name, True Presence of Happiness. Zheng Hing Lag. The ordination was conducted on the 28th day of April in the year 2024 at Blue Cliff Monastery under the guidance of the International Plum Village Dharma Teacher Council, represented by Bhikshu Thich Phap An and Bhikshuni Thich Cheng Khong of the 43rd generation of the Lamte Linchi Dhyana School and the 9th generation of the Liu Guang Dharma line. Marian. This is to certify that Ryan Nemick has been ordained as a member of the core community of the Order of Interbeing. Lineage name, Fullest Breath of the Heart. Dharma name, True Presence of Strength. Zheng Hieng Lực. Please rise to receive your certificate. This is to certify that Kathy Shotis has been ordained as a member of the core community of the Order of Interbeing. Lineage name, Virtuous Heart Vow of the Source. Dharma name, True Presence of Joy. Zheng Hing Hee. This is to certify that Vivian Broman-Hampton has been ordained as a member of the core community of the Order of Interbeing. Lineage name, Boundless Freedom of the Heart. Dharma name, True Presence of Compassion. Zheng Hieng Bi. Đây là nhiều thầy Pháp không đọc tiếng Anh.
Certificat d'ordination. La grande voie de la réalité est l'océan pur de notre nature véritable. La source de l'esprit pénètre tout. La pratique de la compassion jaillit des racines de l'intégrité. Précepte, concentration, vision profonde. La fonction des trois n'est qu'une. Le fruit de la sagesse transcendante et réalisés par la merveille d'être ensemble. Maintenez vivant et transmettez le sublime principe pour révéler le véritable enseignement, pour que la vraie vacuité puisse être réalisée. Sagesse et action doivent aller de pair. Le certificat présent atteste que Jocelyn Lemieux a été ordonnée comme membre de la communauté de l'inter-être, appartient à la 43e génération de l'école de Diana Lamte, Linji, et la 10e génération de la lignée du Dharma Liu Quang. Nom de lignée Growing Consciousness of the Source. Nom du Dharma Chân Hiện Sa, vraie présence de l'inclusivité. Cette ordination a été conduite le 28 avril de l'année 2024 au monastère Blue Cliff, avec le soutien spirituel du Conseil international des enseignants du Dharma du village Prunier, représenté par Bhikkhu Thích Chân Pháp Ấn et Bhikshuni Chứ Cần Sức Nữ Chân Không de la 43e génération de l'école de la Diana Namte Linchi et de la 9e génération de la lignée du Dharma Liu Quang. Le certificat présent atteste que Manon Trudel a été ordonnée comme membre de la communauté de l'inter-être, appartient à la 43e génération de l'école de Diana Lamte, Linchi, la 10e génération de la lignée de Dharma Liu Quang. Nom de lignée discernement limpide de la source, nom du Dharma Chân Hiện Không, vraie présence du vide, de la vacuité. Cette ordination a été conduite le 28 avril de l'année 2024 au monastère Blue Cliff Monastery avec le soutien spirituel du Conseil international des enseignements du Dharma du village Prunier, représentant par Bhikshuni Thích Nữ Chân Không et Bhikshu Thích Chân Pháp Ấn de la 43e génération de l'école de Diana Lamte et de la 9e génération de la lignée du Dharma Liu Quang.
This is to certify that Robert Lefebvre has been ordained as a member of the core community of the Order of Interbeing. Lineage name, Radiant Heart Center of the Source. Dharma name, True Presence of Mindfulness, Chân Hiện Niệm.
Le certificat présent atteste que Stéphanie Paradis a été ordonnée comme membre de la communauté de l'inter-être, appartient à la 43e génération de l'école de Diana et la 10e génération de la lignée du Dharma Liu Quang. Nom de lignée, refuge d'amour de la source, nom du Dharma Chân Hiện Tuệ, vraie présence de la compréhension. Stéphanie Paradis. Oui.
This is to certify that Julie Cosgrove has been ordained as a member of the core community of the Order of Interbeing. Lineage name, True Insight of the Heart. Dharma name, True Presence of Concentration. Chân Hiện Định. This is to certify that Alana Jacobson has been ordained as a member of the core community of the Order of Interbeing. Lineage name, Illuminated Presence of the Source, Nguyen Hiện Quang. Dharma name, True Presence of Diligence, Chân Hiện Tấn. You have two presences in your names. This is to certify that Linda Corrine has been ordained as a member of the core community of the Order of Interbeing. Lineage name Peaceful Reflection of the Heart. Dharma name True Presence of Action. Chân Hiện Hành. This is to certify that Linda Gustafsson has been ordained as a member of the core community of the Order of Interbeing. Lineage name Awakened Training of the Heart. Dharma name True Presence of Purity. Chân Hiện Tịnh.
Le certificat présent atteste que Didier Collard a été ordonné comme membre de la communauté de l'inter-être, appartient à la 43e génération de l'école de Dhyana Lamte et la 10e génération de la lignée du Dharma Liu Quang, nom de lignée pratique bienveillante de la source, Nguyên Tử Hạnh, nom du Dharma vraie présence de luminosité, Chân Hiện Minh, Didier Collard. Le certificat présent atteste que Marie-Lou Gervais a été ordonnée comme membre de l'inter-être, appartient à la 43e génération de l'école de Dhyana Lamte et la 10e génération de lignée du Dharma Liu Quang, nom de lignée croyance éclairée de la source, nom du Dharma vraie présence de l'esprit, Chân Hiện Ý.
This is to certify that Mara Alper has been ordained as a member of the core community of the Order of Interbeing. Lineage name Open Space of the Heart. Dharma name True Presence of Realization. Chân Hiện Ngộ. This is to certify that Linda Catherine Doran has been ordained as a member of the core community of the Order of Interbeing. Lineage name Loving Wisdom of the Heart. Dharma name True Presence of Practice. Chân Hiện Tập. This is to certify that Benjamin Brooke has been ordained as a member of the core community of the Order of Interbeing. Lineage name Clear Ocean of the Heart. Dharma name True Presence of Wisdom. Chân Hiện Trí. This is to certify that Julian Getz has been ordained as a member of the core community of the Order of Interbeing. Lineage name Grateful Wonder of the Heart. Dharma name True Presence of Light. Chân Hiện Quang. This is to certify that Ellen Hayes Zanino has been ordained as a member of the core community of the Order of Interbeing. Lineage name, Lyrical Lamp of the Heart. Dharma name, True Presence of Perseverance. Chân Hiện Nhẫn. This is to certify that Nicholas Neild has been ordained as a member of the core community of the Order of Interbeing. Lineage name, Inclusive Action of the Heart. Dharma name, True Presence of Dharma. Chân Hiện Pháp.
Le certificat présent atteste que Rosemary Gagné a été ordonnée comme membre de la communauté de l'inter-être, appartient à la 43e génération de l'école de Dhyana Lamte et la 10e génération de lignée du Dharma Liu Quang. Nom de lignée, paix enveloppante de la source. Nom de Dharma, vraie présence de vertu, chân hiện đức.
This is to certify that Richard Hatch has been ordained as a member of the core community of the Order of Interbeing. Lineage name, Boundless Joy Arising of the Source. Dharma name, True Presence of Suchness. Chân Hiện Như. Thực tế đại đạo tánh hải thanh trừng, tâm nguyên quảng nhuận. Đức bổn từ phong, giới định, phước tuệ, thể dụng viên thông. Vĩnh siêu, trí quả, mật khế thành công. Truyền trì diệu lý, diễn xướng chánh tông. Hành giải tương ưng, đạt ngộ chân không. Nay chứng nhận Nguyễn Văn Hạnh đã thọ 14 giới tiếp hiện và gia nhập vào chúng chủ trì của dòng tu tiếp hiện và thuộc thế hệ thứ 44 của Tông Lâm Tế và thế hệ thứ 10 của phái Liễu Quán với pháp danh Tâm Lạc Hiền, pháp tự Chân Hiện Dũng. This is to certify that Michael Templeton has been ordained as a member of the core community of the Order of Interbeing. Lineage name, Gentle Path of the Heart. Dharma name, True Presence of Harmony. Chân Hiện Hòa. This is to certify that Omilaye Ali Black has been ordained as a member of the core community of the Order of Interbeing. Lineage name, Flowing Medicines of the Heart. Dharma name, True Presence of Grace. Chân Hiện Ân. That's it. The Sangha has given birth to 25 new OI members. Congratulations. Please join your palm and recite the closing verse.
Transmitting the trainings, practicing the way of awareness, give rise to benefit without limit. We vow to share the fruit with all beings. We vow to offer tribute to parents, teachers, friends, and numerous beings who give guidance and support along the path.
Again, congratulations to all our new members of the Order of Interbeing. It's already it's 7:30, so there will not be a session of stick exercise this morning. But instead, we can have some time for the new members to take a photo together. We will hear the bell, the sounds of the small bell. We stand up, we bow to one another, and then to the altar. And then no longer ordinees, the new members, please gather in front of the Buddha's hall, and someone will take a photo for you. And then, if you have, I hope you have the new jackets. So wear your jackets and then take a photo with your certificate together. And then we invite the rest of the Sangha to join in afterwards for a photo also. But in the meantime, while you're taking a picture, maybe the Sangha will help by putting the mats and the cushions and the chairs away. Is there any other announcements? What's with the name tag? And leave them on the cushion or the mats. Okay, so the new announcement is the OI members leave your name tag on the mat. How do we clear the mats away? Maybe you can put the box at the end and. Yeah, so a box for the cards. These cards are precious. Anne has kept them year after year and added to them. So there will be a box at the end there. And so when you take your mats away, please hold on to your name card and then place them in the box in the back. Does that sound okay? All right, wonderful. Thank you, Sangha.
On va prendre une photo ensemble d'abord pour les nouveaux ordonnés.